Y'all, we need to talk about this. So recently, a Big Four employee, specifically in this situation from EY, which is Ernst& Young, and if you're not familiar with what Big Four is, it's the top biggest four accounting firms in the nation. And what's important to understand about this is whenever you go to a prestigious university or whatever for accounting specifically, you will be pushed to start in the Big Four. And as a CPA or an accountant starting in the Big Four, you essentially, it's like getting your degree from Harvard, and the world is your oyster in terms of job opportunities. Like, everybody wants you after you get Big Four on your resume. However, in this situation, this employee suffered a death as a result of the work pressure that she was faced while she was working there at Big Four. And I think it's important that we talk about this. So what I want y'all to understand about this is that this is not necessarily an isolated issue. When I when I was working at the Big Four after I graduated from college full time, I experienced a lot of pressure in the workplace. There was a lot of harassment. There was a lot of interesting comments being made, working all types of hours. I remember that one time there was a time when I had to work late nights back to back. And I remember working in the office till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember leaving, and then there was this other employee who was there working while I was working. Mind you, that employee was there every single day at all hours. Like, I've never not seen them in the office. And then I was like, he be here till 3 in the morning? But then when I came back like around 7, 8. He was still there. And so I'm just like, and mind you, this was somebody who never got promoted. He was struggling to get noticed by anybody to get a promotion or whatever the case may be. And he just so happened to be Black, but that's a whole nother conversation. And yet I was also seeing other people who would leave at 3 p.m. on a weekday to go walk their dog and log off every day and maybe work 4 to 5 hours a day. And yet this person was the one getting promoted, this person. And so it's not even just about the hours and all the stress that they put you under, but when you see the mistreatment, when you see the injustice, when you're getting attacked mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of that weighs on your body. I know I had several colleagues that were hospitalized while working for the Big Four. One of them was hospitalized for like a month, and after being hospitalized over a month for a work-related stress issue, because they were throwing up every day because of work stress, eventually they were like, okay, can you work out of the hospital? Because, yeah. So this person was already hospitalized for work stress, and they were like, okay, we need you to start working out the hospital bed because for why, And I had another colleague who was hospitalized with something that was a little bit more permanent in nature because of the stress that she was under at work, to the point where she had like a permanent condition that developed as a result of work stress that almost killed her. And my thing is, why does it take it getting to the point where now you're facing lawsuits because of people dying, that you all of a sudden want to change conditions to be more conducive? Because this was happening, like, y'all, I was in the Big Four almost 10 years ago, okay? And this was happening like crazy when I was there, and I'm pretty sure it's been happening like crazy even more. And if you are a part of a minority group, it's even 10 times what it is for normal people. And so with that being the case, I think it's important that I think it's important that I give y'all the heads up on what we can expect going into these prestigious firms, because these firms will be pushed to you, right? They will tell you that if you don't start here, or there's no better job opportunity outside of this, if you leave here you're a failure. Like, they will tell you these things to keep you trapped in that environment where they make you believe that you have to go through it, you have to suffer through it. But I'm here to tell you, you don't. Like, you don't have to suffer through that. You can be successful with or without it. Now, I want people to go to the Big Four because essentially I want people to just go into accounting, period. And the businesses around the world need CPAs. We need accountants. And if there aren't accountants to do these audits, there aren't accountants to do these taxes, literally our whole economy, our whole job system will fall apart, because there's nobody to do the numbers and provide that foundation that CEOs, people running businesses, people investing in businesses need to ensure the viability of every single business that's running. Okay, and so this is a crucial role that we can't afford to let this industry go extinct because we refuse to address the issues of work-life balance in the workplace. Work-life balance, right, should not be like this taboo thing. It should be, we're not paying you to work 24/7. Like, you giving me a check does not mean that I'm giving you my life. And it's time that we start speaking up and declaring that. And y'all listening to this may feel like, okay, I don't want to deal with accounting if it's this tough, it's this like rough, like people don't care about my life and people down left and right. Like, I don't want to scare y'all like that. In fact, I want to use this as a story to encourage y'all. And with that being the case, I'm going to tell a quick little short story time. So when I started in Big Four, I started with a friend of mine's at one of the Big Four, straight out of college, right? Like, we had did college together, then we started at the Big Four. And during this time, I was facing a lot of like racial tension. He was definitely getting a lot of racial tension, to the point where they started making comments about his ethnicity, saying that, hey, you might want to cover up, your tattoos. You may want to park your car, which happened to be like a Charger, right? A Dodge Charger. You may want to park that across the street. You may want to kind of refine your presence, right? Like, essentially, we don't want you looking hood while we facing these clients, right? And so essentially they were pushing him out and getting ready to fire him because he was too hood for the job. Mind you, he was smart. We both came from the same college. We're both incredibly intelligent, and yet they tried to push him out because he was too ethnic. Well, fast forward maybe about 5, 6, 7 years, and now this person is being named top accountant by Journal of Accountancy for young millennials. This person is making multi-millions of dollars teaching people tax strategies. This person is being featured worldwide on podcasts and all these different things for being somebody who paved his own way in the lane of accounting. And this person just so happens to be Carter Coldfield, if any of y'all know him, right? And these people that had the nerve to try to push him out for being too ethnic, for being too different, for not assimilating, had the nerve to put his picture on the bathroom stalls of that same firm that tried to push him out and say, this Big Four's company's own alumni doing great things, had a nerve to post an article about him on the stall to inspire employees. And I was just like, listen, y'all convinced me with that. And that was a perfect testament to y'all don't need to let these people and these titles and these statuses validate you. We are needed. And remember that when you go into these corporate work cultures, don't let them drag you down and turn you into dust.